Hey y'all, it's X, and welcome back to another Madden rebuild. So today I'm going to be doing the New England Patriots, which is my least favorite team in the NFL probably. Yeah, as a Giants fan, we don't like them. We're 2-0 against them in the Super Bowl. Yeah, we still just don't like them. Anyways, I chose to do this rebuild just because they have a high draft pick, so I do kind of want to get a good quarterback for this team because Mac Jones is a problem, and Bailey Zappe's not the answer. But either way, let's just quickly go over the roster. We're starting at week 10 again. I could start it at week 18 in real life, but I think keeping somewhat similar real life stats is fine, even if they're not going to be the exact ones, because then we're not even really having like a year one. But yeah, either way, I'm going to start Bailey Zappe. Mac Jones is bad. I don't, yeah. Bailey Zappe is basically your starting quarterback. You got to replace him. You can't go forward with Bailey Zappe being your best option at quarterback. At running back, Ezekiel Elliott's been good when Ramondre Stevenson's hurt, but I am going to go with Ramondre Stevenson as the number one guy. At receiver, you just have a bunch of mid and kind of not young players. Like Kendrick Bourne is fine, but he's like 28. Yeah, so he's going to regress. You have Devontae Parker, who's kind of always hurt. He's just okay. He's also, I think, 28, 30. Yeah, he's old. You also have Juju Smith-Schuster, who's not as old, but he's like 26, 27, 26. He's not really a long-term answer, probably. Like, he's okay in real life. I don't know. What I am going to do is for the rest of the year, I'm probably going to go forward with Demario Douglas. He's probably who I want to be our slot option next year. I really do like him a lot. Rookie out of Liberty, nobody really expected him to do as well as he has been doing, but he's been a really reliable option on a team that does not really have a lot of reliable options. Next, even though he's not great in real life, he's young. Tyquan Thornton has a lot of speed. He's young. I'm going to go with him for at least this year. Highly doubt he's going to be anything in this rebuild. But I'm just trying to get our young guys to possibly develop and turn into something, so he will be the wide receiver 2. And then Kayshon Boutte had a very, very interesting offseason. He was great at LSU, and then his last year, I think he came back for his senior year, and he just wasn't. Maybe not his senior year. I think he came back for was it his sophomore year, junior year, whatever it was. His junior year, his last year in college, he did not have a good season. He had a very, 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 very weird thing happen in the offseason. If you know about it, you know about it. We're not going to go too much into that. But I am going to let him be the wide receiver 1 for this year, or at least the rest of this year. Just see how these young guys can perform, if any of them have any real chance of doing anything. So, yeah, we'll go from there. And slide all these old guys down. We're just going to let Bailey Zappe throw to these guys. The offensive line, it looks good on paper, but in real life it doesn't play amazing. Trent Brown is fine at tackle, a little bit inconsistent, but in the game he's a good tackle. He is 30 years old. That is a problem, so he will have to be replaced pretty soon. Cole Strange was a very strange draft pick. Haha, I'm so funny. Cole Strange was a very weird draft pick. He was a first rounder. Nobody really agreed with it. He was like 24 years old coming out of the draft. Nobody really knew his name. He was not really on radars. And he had a solid rookie year, but he just hasn't really improved on that. David Andrews, longtime Patriot. He's good, just getting up there in age. So he will also have to be replaced. City Sal, though, he's actually having a good rookie year. He's also 25 years old because Patriots just love drafting really old offensive linemen. But for at least the next 2 years, he'll probably be my right guard. If not, it's going to be Mike Onwenu, who I might keep at tackle, but he's definitely best when he's playing at guard. He's a fine tackle, but he's like an elite guard. So, if I could draft a tackle, I'll do that. If not, we have Mike Onwenu, so we're not really stressing too much about it. At tight end, we have Hunter Henry and Mike Gesicki. Both of them are fine options. They're decent in real life. I'm probably not going to go with either of them long term, and I'm probably going to look to trade one in the offseason, but they're fine. Defensively, I am starting with pre-existing injuries off, because if you watch the last rebuild, you would know that I ran into an issue where, like, if I had this on, teams, like, assess their needs, like, in the wrong way. Like, the Colts drafted Caleb Williams, but they have Anthony Richardson, but they thought they needed a quarterback because he's hurt in real life, so they just were like, oh, Gardner Minshew's our starter? Can't go for that. Either way, the defense has played well, but there's just not enough talent on this defense. They've been injured a lot this year. I'm not going to say, no, hold on. Let's start with the good things. I like doing that more. Christian Gonzalez is probably one of the best rookie corners. He got hurt. He's out for the year. But when he played, he was great for the Patriots. So that is a building block that Belichick will have. Maybe not Belichick, but whoever the coach is, they will have Christian Gonzalez for years, and they should be happy about that. Jonathan Jones is a fine slot corner, and he's been decent on the boundary. I think he's had to play a lot on the boundary recently, just because this team really didn't have corners, but definitely a better slot corner than he is a boundary corner. But he's 28. I might look to trade him, probably will. Same deal with J.C. Jackson. He's now 27 years old. He's not like the elite corner that he used to be when he was on this team. Like, he's been good for them, but just how bad he was for the Chargers was not good. Very much a system cornerback. Marcus Jones, 25 years old. He's fine. Jack Jones, I think I just saw, is still on this team. Yeah, I don't know why you're here. I need to trade you to the Raiders. I'll just cut him. I don't care enough to actually just manually trade him in the offseason. Jack Jones is not on the team anymore, so I did like Shaun Wade a lot coming out of college, so I am going to try and play him just a little bit. Maybe he could be the slot corner for this year. And then Marcus Jones will be the number 2. Yeah, we'll probably look something like this. Marcus Jones is really a slot corner as well, but whatever. On the defensive line, you have Dietrich Wise, again, another longtime Patriot. He's just kind of been there. He's fine. But behind him, you have Keon White, who deserves to play a lot more. He's a pretty good rookie, again, 24 years old. The Patriots just don't draft actual young players because they think they're trying to win now. So he's a good player. He just needs to develop. Devon Godchaux's fine. Christian Barmore I actually like a lot. I think he could be good if he was actually playing defensive tackle, but the Patriots play him at left end because of their scheme. On the edge, I don't know why Jelani Tavai is playing this role when he really shouldn't be. He's definitely an inside linebacker in this scheme, but sure, let him ball. Matt Judon, very good. I thought he had superstar X Factor, but I could be wrong. He might have gotten it taken because he was hurt, which is something Madden does do, which nobody really understands why they do it, because you don't know how good a player is if they're not playing. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll leave him at superstar. He's not going to be a long-term option anyways. I might just blow up this team. Like, that is very much a possibility. Josh Uche, I don't know. He was great last year. I'm going to change him to right outside linebacker. He was great last year. He looked like he was about to break out and become like this great edge rusher that we've been waiting for years. And then this year, I guess he's either just been hurt or quiet. I don't watch enough Patriots games to know which one. But he was like an 84 going into the year, and he's a 74 now. I don't know. Yeah. Juwan Bentley, he's good. Been on the Patriots for a while now, 27 years old. Probably have to replace him at some point. There's a lot of old players on this team. And in a 5-year rebuild, we can't really keep that around. Mac Wilson, he's okay. But what I am going to do is I am going to move Marte Mapu to middle linebacker, where I think he's going to have more of a chance to actually play. He was a very good, like, cool hybrid player coming out of college, and I liked this selection for the Patriots specifically. He just hasn't really played too much. So yeah, Marte Mapu, I am going to make you a middle linebacker. The other strong safeties they have are Jabril Peppers. 27 years old. He's also very good in real life. I like him a lot. He was on my Giants for a while. he was good for them as well. Kyle Duggar, probably one of the oldest young players in the entire NFL, been in the league for 3 years and he's already pushing 30. I might re-sign him. Again, 27 years old, might have to trade him, or I can't really trade him because I'd have to re-sign him. So he might just end up getting a 1 or 2 year deal in the offseason. I do like him a lot. He's just not young like a lot of the players in this team. So yeah, free safety I think is Adrian Phillips, if I'm correct. No, it's Jalen Mills. I don't know how you're on this team. That simple. He's not that good. Adrian Phillips was good for a while. He's kind of old now. Yeah. Yeah, not too much to really say about this team. They're old. They think that they're still competing just based off of team construction when they're not. But yeah, I showed you guys we're just going to prioritize the young players this year. I'm going to set up the team, and I'll see you guys at the end of the year. Alright, so we're here at the playoffs. By the way, I don't know why I did this. I re-signed Mike Onwenu to a 4-year deal. I just didn't show it. Everybody else is still there, but I did re-sign Mike Onwenu. I mean, everybody probably assumed that I would, but yeah. Either way, let's go over the season stats. Mac Jones led the team with, yeah. Bailey Zappi, for whatever reason, didn't play. Okay, whatever. Zeke was fine. Ramondre was... neither of them were great. Demario Douglas had a good year. Okay, did it reset my depth chart? Because that's really annoying if they did that. Yeah, they just completely reset my depth chart. Okay. Well, that's slightly annoying because I had all of the people I wanted starting, but... I mean, you guys watched me change the depth chart. I don't know why it would reorder it. It's fine. It's whatever. Half of these guys are going to get traded, so some opportunities will pop up next year anyways. Okay, that means the stats are a little bit less important because none of the players I actually care about really did anything. Blocking-wise, offensive line is fine. In terms of sacks, Matt Judon picked it up because he's injured in real life, but in this he's not. Uche actually was fine, I guess. Anything out of Keon White? 1 TFL because he didn't play. Alright, Christian Gonzalez led in picks. A lot of interceptions to the team. Sean Wade got 1. Okay. Yearly awards, I highly doubt we're going to see anybody up here. I'd like to, but doubt it. Maybe some rookies. Demario Douglas is at 10. Christian Gonzalez is at number 2 for defensive rookie. Marte Mapu at 7. Not going to see a QB. Not going to see a running back. Not going to see a receiver. Not going to see a... maybe we could see a lineman. Nope. Not going to see a D lineman. We might see a linebacker. Yep. Matt Judon at 5. And DB. No Christian Gonzalez. Okay. Yeah, we're a pretty bad team this year. I'm probably just going to gut this team. And we're probably just going to start over from scratch. Because there's no real, redeeming qualities that are making me want to stick with this team. So, I'll see you guys in the offseason. And, yeah, we'll go from there. Alright, so season recap. Ravens won the Super Bowl. Good for them. That's what I hope happens in real life at this point. I don't know who that is, but sure, you can have an upgrade point. I highly doubt we got any dev traits, but might as well look over it just to be safe. An offense, I don't have dev trait regression on, by the way. I don't do that for rebuilds, but a lot of regression. Judon got his X Factor back. Kyle Duggar's up to superstar, so he's going to get re-signed. Judon's probably going to get traded now that he has X Factor. Just gives him more trade value. He's old. We don't need him. I'd like to have him if we were actually winning games, but no, we're not. So, yeah, there's going to be a couple players I'm going to re-sign, but first let's start with the staff. I'm probably going to fire a lot of people. I don't know what your offensive scheme... Oh. I don't know what your play... Oh, it's just New England playbooks. What am I talking about? I kind of want to transition to a 4-3. Those always just play better in Madden. I don't like running 3-4s. And yeah, we'll fire everybody. Get everybody going. Go to offensive coordinators. Let's see who's here. I don't really want to hire the same guys every time. Ooh, Braden Williamson. I read it twice, and I realized it said Braden, and I said Brandon. Either way. We'll hire you. Yeah, he is the quarterback guru. I like that a lot. Although I do kind of want to reset that talent tree. Alright, so at offensive coordinator, we're going to hire Braden Williamson. Oops. And at defensive coordinator, we're going to once again hire Sammy Rios. It's my guy. Alright, so we're here at re-signing players. We'll take a look at the first mock draft just to see. Kyle Duggar, I do want to bring you back. That's actually not a bad deal. I'd prefer 2 years because you're already 28. I'll up the money a little bit. Great, he's back for 2 years. Definitely going to be our box linebacker. Mike Gesicki. He's 28 years old. I don't really want you for $10 million. You're asking for a lot. Mac Jones, I'm not even going to pick up your option. I don't want you. Josh Uche, though, I'd like to resign. He had a decent year. He's not very expensive. I can definitely give you this for 5 years and be pretty happy with that. So, he could definitely be. Yep. He could be part of the future. We'll see. Hunter Henry wants just as much money. Yeah, neither of these tight ends are coming back. I will draft him. Trent Brown needs to be re-signed. I guess, because we don't have a left tackle. Great, he's back for 2 years. I would like our quarterback to have some blocking. I think everybody else can walk, though. Bailey Zappi. Sure, you want to be... Ooh, that's a lot of money. Never mind. I was going to say you want to be a backup quarterback, but... I don't know about that contract. Alright, so we'll take a look at the first mock draft here. We're not going to have a high pick, are we? I'm going to have to trade up. We're projected to get pick 6. I don't know how the Texans ended up getting pick 8. I guess it was from week 10. In real life, they just made the playoffs yesterday in their first year with D'Amico Ryans and a rookie quarterback, which is crazy. Giants are at 11. Amarius Mims did declare for the draft. A lot of people were questioning if he would. He's one of the best right tackles in this draft. He just has injury concerns. Cooper DeJean now has like a leg injury. Jared Verse is crazy. I love him. Yeah. I might have to trade up to get a quarterback. Because Caleb Williams and Drake May are supposed to go at 4 and 5, and I kind of need one of them. So I might have to trade up with either the Bears. Probably the Bears. At pick 2. It would have to be the Bears or it would have to be the Cardinals so I could jump these two teams. But yeah, we're going to figure that out. We need a quarterback. And I got Jaden Daniels in the last rebuild, so I'm not going to go with him this time. We re-signed everybody. Yeah, we'll go from there. Alright, so. We're here at the first free agency block. We can look over some of these players, but I don't know who I'm going to offer on. It's year 1. I usually don't offer on too many people. I'm not going to really bring in a quarterback. Running back, no, nobody's here. Wide receiver. None of these guys are really young, so I'm good on that. Tight end, maybe Noah Fant could be a good one. He's only 26. Jonah Williams has played better in real life. Good for him. Defensive end, maybe? I thought that's 26 years old for Brandon Graham. Like, nope. Defensive tackle, Michael Pierce is good, but too old. We're trying to get younger players on this team. Like, this team doesn't have a lot of youth, so they kind of need that. Jadeveon Clowney's played really well for the Ravens this year. Yeah, I'm not really seeing too many people I'm interested in. Willie Gay could be a good one. Willie Gay's a good player in real life. I like him. No real cornerbacks that I like. Geno Stone could be a good option at free safety. Very good for the Ravens. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to offer on too many people, but I'll let you guys know if I do. Alright. So I targeted Geno Stone, who I'm not super high on, but if we get him, we get him. I'm not really too upset. Willie Gay I targeted. He could possibly be a middle linebacker of the future for us for at least a couple of years. And then Noah Fant could also just be the tight end for the rest of the rebuild, and I'd be fine with that. So yeah, we'll go from there. Let's see if we get anybody. So Geno Stone's still waiting, and we got neither of the other two that I wanted. Where did they go? Willie Gay went to the Falcons, Noah Fant went to Washington. Okay. It's year one. I'm not really too upset about it. Probably didn't get Geno Stone either. Alright. Yeah, I'm not surprised. We're not a great team right now. I didn't offer too much money because this free agency really isn't that good usually. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of tanking next year. Possibly getting Travis Hunter. Hint, hint, maybe. Possibly. Yeah, I'm going to look to trade a lot of these players and try and get some more draft picks. And yeah, I'll let you guys know what trades I make. Alright, so the first trade I'm making is I'm trading Mac Jones, David Andrews, and Dietrich Wise, as well as a 4th round pick this year and a 5th round pick next year for a 2nd and a 3rd this year from the Commanders. Alright, so next I'm trading Devontae Parker, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Jelani Tavai for a 2nd and a 3rd round pick from the Raiders next year. Alright, so very interesting trade I'm making here. I'm trading Jonathan Jones, Matthew Judon, Jawan Bentley, and a 3rd round pick for the 9th overall pick in this draft from the Rams. I'm surprised they accepted this, but hey, maybe they're trying to win again. They have Matt Stafford. In real life, they had a really good year this year. So, hey, try and retool. Alright, and I think the last trade I'm going to make is trading Jabril Peppers, who's on the last year of his contract, and I'm probably not going to re-sign him because he's 28. J.C. Jackson, also old. Devon Godchaux, also old. And I'm getting Trey McBride, who could probably just be our tight end for the rebuild. And I'm also getting a 3rd round pick in this draft from the Cardinals. Alright, so let's take a look at the team. We have absolutely massacred it. There's like nobody left on this team. The offensive line is still kind of there. We only got rid of David Andrews. Added Trey McBride as like the only actual player. And then we have no receivers, no quarterback, a running back. Josh Uche here is the only real like edge rusher. We're gonna have a lot to address in the draft. And again, I'm planning on being bad next year. So this is fine that we just completely got rid of all of our good players. Can I release Adrian Phillips? I don't want him. Sure. Have fun, Adrian. Yeah. Not a lot of players on this team. I'm not really going to look to sign anybody. I'm going to keep our money for next year. And we're just going to roll with like the young guys that we're going to have. And yeah, we'll just go like that. So I'm going to see you guys at the draft. And yeah, we're going to probably make a trade up because we definitely need to get a quarterback. Alright, so we're here at the NFL draft. I'm going to pause immediately because I think I'm going to look to talk to the Bears about trading up to pick 2. We need to jump Washington and what was the other team? It was Washington and somebody else. The Buccaneers. We need to drop Washington and the Buccaneers. We're picked below them, so we're going to use some of these draft picks that we got, maybe. Probably something in 2026, if possible. Like a thirder? What is wrong with me? Anyways. I'm going to talk to the Bears. I'm going to try and get pick 2 from them. Let's see if they accept this. No. Alright, I'm going to work out a trade and I'll see you guys when I do. Alright, it took a while, but I'm trading up with the Cardinals because the Bears were just being extremely difficult. It's fine, it's whatever. So I'm trading our pick at 6, a 3rd round pick 2 years down the line, a 4th round pick next year, and a 5th round pick this year, and we're getting pick 3. So, we'll let the draft play out and I'll see you guys at pick 3. I'm not going to see you guys, I'm still going to be here, but you know. Number 1 overall pick, Marvin Harrison Jr. Great pick for the Bears. That's what I think they should do in real life. Number 2, they go with Brock Bowers. That would be insane if they did that. I mean, they're not going to have the number 2 overall pick, but, like, that's crazy. If Justin Fields now has those 2 to throw to, like, there's no more excuses to be made. However, this is going to be my first rebuild where I think I'm going to draft Caleb Williams. In real life, I think the Patriots would be better off with Drake May. Even though I like Caleb Williams a lot more than I do Drake May. There's been a debate throughout the year about who's better. Caleb Williams was seen as this generational QB prospect, but then people kind of came back down to earth on him and realized he's a good quarterback, but it's really now 1A and 1B. Between these two. Caleb Williams is better when the play breaks down. He's better out of structure. Drake May is more of a pocket passer. They're both great at what they do, but they have very different skill sets. And with that being said, I am going to take Caleb Williams. I think he's probably the best quarterback in this class. He's very talented, has a great arm. He's great on the run. He can do a lot of things well. And his personality, a lot of people don't like, but that's really what the media shows. You don't know him. Nobody does. And there's just a lot of things that also aren't shown, right? Like, it's just how negativity thrives, sadly. That's what sucks. Either way. I picked 4 Commanders. They're going to take Olu Fashanu. If you guys watched my last rebuild, you would know that Drake May absolutely terrorized me in that Giants rebuild. Even though when we played him, we destroyed him. But the Commanders were like a dynasty. Pick 5, it's going to be Drake May. Pick 6, the Cardinals are going to take Liatu Latu, so they trade down and get the guy that they probably still wanted. Pick 7, the Saints go with Joe Alt. Pick 8, the Texans go with Dallas Turner. And we're here at pick 9. And I think I want to take an edge rusher. I would have liked Dallas Turner a lot, to be honest. That's probably who my pick would have been. However, considering that we just drafted a quarterback, I think we should probably get him a receiver. And Malik Neighbors has probably separated himself as the number 2 wide receiver in this draft. Keon Coleman probably dropped to number 4 for me after the crazy year Rome Odunze's had. But I think I'm going to double up on offense here. And I think I'm going to get Caleb Williams, a crazy weapon to throw to, and Malik Neighbors. Welcome to the team. Alright, round 2, pick 2 here, and there's a couple of options. Terrion Arnold slipped out of the first round, which is very interesting. Other than that, in terms of like offensive linemen, there's still some decent ones here. I do like what I'm seeing, but I don't think I'm going to take anybody. I am kind of interested in maybe taking an edge rusher. Devondre Sweat's here. I might have to take him. Yeah, there's no real edge rushers still left that I would take in this range. Like I said, Terrion Arnold's here. Crazy. I might end up taking him as well. Safety, we got Kalen Bullock in the last rebuild. Cam Kinchins is here. He's very good. But, I think I'm going to take Devondre Sweat. He had a crazy year this year for Texas. He's very talented. I like him a lot. 97 strength. He's a great athlete as well. Very strong. Yeah. We're going to go with him. So our next pick is at pick 6. I'm hoping Terrion Arnold could fall. I probably should have gone with him first and not chanced it. Kalen Bullock goes. One more pick. Come on. Let's go. Alright, so I'm going to take Terrion Arnold with this pick. You definitely need another cornerback to pair up with Christian Gonzalez for the long term. And Terrion Arnold, he had a great year at Alabama. A lot of people are starting to... Wow, he's normal development. Disagree with that, but okay. A lot of people are putting him over Kool-Aid McKinstry. And again, 2 different skill sets. Terrion Arnold kind of transfers a little bit better to the NFL because he's a very aggressive corner. And he just plays on the receiver very well. He doesn't really get flagged a lot. Kool-Aid McKinstry is just very long, so he doesn't really need to play as aggressive because he can just reach out with his extremely long arms, and he's there. Either way. Let's go to the 3rd round. I don't know if you guys heard me crack my knuckles, but it's very relaxing. Round 3, pick 4 here. We have another 3rd round pick as well. Xavier Legette's still here. I could get another crazy receiver for Caleb Williams to throw to. I don't know if I'm going to do that. Jaheim Bell's there for tight ends. Trevion Henderson's still here. Wow, all the running backs are still here. Blake Corum's still here. Trevion Henderson's still here. I don't know if I want to take one, but I kind of do. Let's go Blake Corum, honestly. Normal development, I also disagree with. I think he's a very good prospect. Very good for Michigan. He's kind of carried that offense recently. But he'll be a backup for us. Probably going to be our 3rd down running back. We'll see. And with this pick, I'd like to take an edge rusher if there's one here. I'm not really sure what's going to be available. But I do kind of need somebody on the opposite side. Adisa Isaac, maybe. Byron Murphy's still here. Did we get both of the Texas D linemen? Mohamed Kamara's there. Junior Colson I just saw. He's my number 1 linebacker in this class. He had a great game against Alabama. He made some crazy plays. I I kind of want to go with Byron Murphy and just get both of the Texas D linemen on the same team again. But the smarter pick is probably going Adisa Isaac. I do need another edge rusher. Let's see. I might be able to get them both. Adisa Isaac's probably new first, so I'm going to take him. Out of Penn State, decent player, but I do kind of want to... I can't make a trade. We're just going to go to the end of the draft. We'll call it there. I kind of would have wanted to get Byron Murphy, but it's okay. Alright, so draft recap here. Caleb Williams is a 79 overall. That's great. Malik Neighbors is also 79 overall. Very high. I'm very surprised that he's that high of an overall in this draft class. T'Vondre Sweat's a 74. That's very good. A 75 for Terrion Arnold. 74 for Blake Corum. And 73 for Adisa Isaac. So, these guys can all develop. Type of name is Bob Stewart. Alright, anyways. Yeah. We have some good building blocks for the future. I'm happy with this. We addressed some really big positions in need. Everywhere is a position of need. But yeah, I'm going to do training camp, and I'll let you guys know if we get any dev traits. Alright, so the team's all set up now. You guys can see the offense. Mario Douglas is going to be the third wide receiver. Tyquan Thornton the second. Obviously, Malik Neighbors starting. Nothing really changed on the offense. We have Blake Corum back here now. Caleb Williams at quarterback. The defense is going to be set up like this. Adisa Isaac is going to be a rush rush end with Keon White and Josh Uche. I did sign him to that big deal. I am kind of regretting it now, but we'll figure it out. At cornerback, Terrion Arnold's going to be the second cornerback, but I'm also going to have him in the slot to try and get him Defensive Rookie of the Year if he can get a lot of interceptions. That would really help, because he definitely needs star dev to even be usable, to be honest. Cornerbacks don't really develop well in the normal dev. So, like I said, Adisa Isaac and Keon White, and then T'Vondre Sweat and Christian Barmore will be the rush D tackles. Mario Douglas is in the slot. Blake Corum will be the third down running back, with Ramondre Stevenson being the power back. Martin Mapu sub linebacker. And yeah, that's basically what the team is going to look like for year one. I don't want to be good. I want to have a good pick so I can get a Travis Hunter, a Will Johnson, Harold Perkins. Yeah, but we'll see. I'm going to sit into the mid-season mark. Alright, so here at the mid-season mark, a very competitive AFC East, but we're not part of that competition. We're 2-4, while the rest of the division is 4 wins. I'm fine with that. That's really what I want. Mock drafts have us projected at the 14th pick, which I doubt will be that low. Or high, sorry. No, I was right. I doubt it'll be that low. I think it'll be a lot higher. I think we'll probably be a top 5 pick by the end of the year, which is where I want to be. I really want one of these 4. Yeah. I would be happy with any of these 4 players. And Walter Nolan, but we kind of already have D-tackle, so I would rather not get him again. Yeah. We're very bad. There's not too much to say. We're pretty bad. That's good. We'll take a look at the mid-season stats. Caleb Williams isn't really performing all that well. 10 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 1,300 yards. Ramondre's running the ball alright, I guess. Caleb Williams is as well. Blake Corum's gotten a couple carries. Mario Douglas leading the team in catches and yards and touchdowns. Tied with Trey McBride. Malik Neighbors is playing fine. A lot of sacks so far. Marte Mapu looks pretty good. Sacks. Man, 4 total sacks in the year is not good. 1 pick for Terrion Arnold in the slot. That's good. But yeah, we'll send to the playoffs, and hopefully we are not in them because we want a high pick this year. Alright, so we're at the playoffs, and we won a singular game for the rest of the year. We went 3-14. We were not good whatsoever. This should give us the number 1 overall pick, hopefully. Caleb Williams was not that good. 3,500 yards, 24 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Ramondre had a solid year. 3.9 per carry is not great. Caleb Williams ran the ball a lot. That's good to see. Blake Corum didn't really do too much. Mario Douglas had a solid year. Malik Neighbors had a solid year. Thornton had an okay year. McBride was decent. In terms of sacks, Trent Brown, not that great. Jake Andrews, I let the second-year players start. Maybe on one who needs to move back to guard. Martin Mapu had there's a lot of tackles on this team. Taron Arnold might get star development because he had 113 tackles and 5 DFLs. That's wild. Martin Mapu had a crazy year. 147 tackles, 12 TFLs, no sacks, no picks. Jacob Phillips, who I just signed in free agency, had 120 tackles and 4 TFLs. Devondre Sweat led with 16 TFLs, 6.5 sacks. He was great, actually. Led the team in sacks. Barmore had 3, Adisa Isaac had 3, Keon White had 2, Uche had 1.5, but 13. A lot of TFLs. We were just tackling a lot. Taron Arnold led 2 picks, Kyle Duggar with 1, Gonzalez with 1, Marcus Jones with 1. Yearly awards, let's hope that Taron Arnold gets up there. But other than that, I don't know who else we're going to see. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, nobody. Defensive Player of the Year, nobody. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Caleb Williams at 4. Jaden Daniels went to the Titans, wow. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Leonard Taylor. Oh, Taron Arnold was 4th. QB, Caleb Williams is at 10. Running back, nope. Receiver, nope. O-line, nope. D-line, no Devondre Sweat, really? Okay. Nothing at linebacker. DB, nope. Alright, not great. Maybe Taron Arnold won't get star. I want him to, but we'll see. So, we'll send him to the offseason, and yeah, we'll go from there. Alright, so we're here at staff week. We're going to make sure that nobody really went up in dev trait, which I would like to see, but I don't know. We will see. Alright, so on the offense, Caleb Williams is superstar. I wonder... Oh, he didn't go down from X Factor. He couldn't have, because I don't have regression on. Yeah. So he's just superstar in this draft class. Interesting. Malik Neighbors is also superstar. Good for him. I'll just make sure that he didn't go up for whatever reason. He didn't have a great year, so I doubt it. Yeah, he just has superstar. Come on. No dev trait for Demario Douglas. Not surprised, but would have been nice. Defensively, Devondre Sweat star. Marte Mapu, I think, went up to superstar. He did. The background picture is really throwing me off. And I don't think Taron Arnold got a dev trait. He did not. Okay, kind of unfortunate. And Jacob Phillips went up to star, so I guess maybe he could stick around for a little bit. Kyle Duggar is regressing. He only regressed by 1 point, actually. Okay. So yeah, we're going to go to the offseason. We're going to try and make some moves. We're actually going to try and be competitive this year. We should have the #1 overall pick. If I can maybe see another mock draft, because maybe that's next week. But yeah, let's go to resign players, and we'll go from there. Alright, so mock draft 3 is available. Let's see. Do we have the #1 overall pick? We do. So we have our pick of whoever we want. It could be Travis Hunter. It could be Harold Perkins. It could be Will Johnson. I wonder if there's a team with 2 first-round picks and I could trade down, but it doesn't look like it. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Because I would, if possible, I would like to get multiple players. I would love Harold Perkins on this team. And I would also love Will Johnson. Travis Hunter would be cool. I don't know who I'm going to take #1 here. And then we also talked about getting... Wow, he fell. Luther Burden's falling to 21. I might have to go after you. But we'll see. So, re-signing players. I don't know who's here. I didn't check at mid-season. Probably should have. Christian Barmore. Oh, you don't have a 5th-year option? Was he not a first-round pick? It's fine. We have a lot of money. I'm going to try and bring him back just on this. Great. He's back for 3 years. Ramondre. I know you weren't a first-round pick. 27. I'll give him a 1-year deal. You gotta understand, at 28, running backs are going to regress, and if you're not a 90 overall, you're just not going to play well. We'll bring back Cole Strange. Sean Wade. Jacob Phillips is going to walk, I guess. Yeah, nobody else is here. Kind of want to bring back Sean Wade. You guys gotta understand, Sean Wade was so good at Ohio State when he was in the slot, and his last year, teams were just like, okay, we kind of need you to prove that you can be a boundary cornerback, and he played on the boundary, and he was not good. But he's an elite slot corner player, and he's been good for the Patriots when he's been able to play, but hasn't had too many opportunities. All right. So, we'll look in free agency. Nick Chubb is here. Okay. I'm going to look around free agency, and I'll let you guys know who I'm going to go after. Alright, so we're going after a lot of players. I gave Nick Chubb a 2-year offer. He likes it a lot. Again, we have a lot of money. I had over $160 million because we just got rid of every player on this team. Javon Holland I gave an offer to. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah I gave one to, Greg Newsome I gave one to, and Ernest Jones, and we're going to see who we get out of these guys. Javon Holland and JOK are still waiting. However, I signed Greg Newsome, and I signed Ernest Jones. Nick Chubb I was fine with not getting. It would have been a luxury pickup, to be honest. Like, we have Ramondre Stevenson for another year. We can draft a running back. I think we'll be okay. But yeah, I'm happy with these two. We got a cornerback, too, to play next to Christian Gonzalez next year. That means Terrion Arnold could actually move to the slot full-time. Marcus Jones could just be a fourth cornerback. And then Ernest Jones, we needed another linebacker. If maybe I'll draft Harold Perkins, but we'll see. And we're still waiting on Javon Holland and JOK, but I'm ahead on them. So I'm going to sim another day. And we did sign Javon Holland. I gave him a lot of money. Like, his last year, he's been making like $20 million a year. But he's one of the best safeties in the league, so I'm fine with that. JOK has some more offers now. I am going to maybe offer him this and see if he likes that. It's more money than before. Okay. This is a lot of money. I'll do this. Okay, I'm ahead on JOK. We're going to see if we can sign him. And this would actually just solve our linebacker issues. Okay. So Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah is now on the team. That kind of solves our linebacker issue, so maybe I'm not going to go with Harold Perkins. And I don't know if I'm going to go with Travis Hunter either, because I don't really need cornerback now. So, the number 1 overall pick is still kind of up in the air. We got a lot of good players this offseason. The team's still not complete, but it looks better than it did before. So, yeah. The defense got a lot better. That, for sure, yeah. I mean, this looks so much better than last year. Greg Newsome's here, yeah. Javon Holland's going to help. I do need an edge rusher. But there's no, like, crazy good edge rushers in this draft. And I don't really want to trade the pick. Huh. I wonder if Harold Perkins could play on the edge. He's really like a linebacker. Like, he's very much a linebacker. But I do wonder if he could play on the edge. I do want to check what my kicker and punter situation is. Because I definitely will just go out and sign one if it's bad. Bryce Behringer's fine. Chad Ryland I'll probably replace. Alright. So I'm going to go out and sign a kicker real quick, and then I'll see you guys at the draft. Alright, so we're here at the NFL draft. I'm trying to think, right? Because we could actually still use a linebacker. The reason for this is that we are going to have to figure out what's going to happen with Kyle Duggar. And Marte Mapu could actually just move back to strong safety, and we would then need another middle linebacker. Meaning that somebody like JOK would slide inside, or JOK could also move back to safety. There's also that possibility. He could work at safety. And Harold Perkins would just slide in at linebacker. I am kind of ruling out Travis Hunter or Will Johnson. I don't really need corners now. We have our 2 main corners and then our slot. So they would kind of just get stuck in the depth chart. So it's between Harold Perkins, trading down, and getting Luther Burden later on. Ruben Bain would work, but he's not really the type of edge rusher I'm looking for. I guess he could work. Ruben Bain's not bad. I haven't gotten him in any of these rebuilds. I don't think I'm going to go with him, though. So I could draft Harold Perkins. And I could also trade back and get Luther Burden. Let's see what teams are offering for the number 1 overall pick. Because I am kind of in a weird spot right now. I don't know what I should do. I could get pick 6. See, the problem is I don't want to trade down too far because I still want to be in a position. Wow, I get another first round. This is an interesting trade. I get 3 firsts from the Ravens if I trade down to 14. Hey, I can get a lot of firsts. Okay. If I move down to 6, I could actually get a lot. Maybe moving down to 5 isn't the worst idea. Because Luther Burden should still be there. I do need another receiver. I definitely need another receiver. I wish there was a way I could get both. That's the problem. Okay, so what if, right? What if I trade down to 5 and then trade back up to like 3 or 2? Would a team take Harold Perkins at 1 or 2? I don't think Washington would. Alright, I'm going to do that idea. I might end up trading this first round pick. So we are going to trade down. I am going to sim the first pick, and if Harold Perkins goes, then I'll be upset. Oh. Well, that's annoying. Alright, so we're just going to go to pick 5. There's nobody else that I'm really begging for in this draft. Walter Nolan goes. Well, okay. That's really annoying. Oh, gosh. Okay. Alright. So I'm probably going to go with Luther Burden. Yeah. Probably go with Luther Burden. Will Johnson would be cool, but I don't really need him. I don't really need a safety. Oh, man. I really needed Harold Perkins on this team. Oh, that's annoying. Okay. Damn. Alright. It's whatever. I'm going to draft Luther Burden. Let's give Caleb Williams another weapon to throw to. Luther Burden's a great receiver in real life, by the way. I really like him. He is my top receiver in this next draft. I'm not going to really trade for anything. We're just going to sim to the second round. Oh, Caleb Downs one? I would have loved to draft him. I love Caleb Downs. He's so good. Zach Branch is here. We don't need another receiver. I mean, I could actually still use another receiver, but I'm not going to take him. Evan Stewart's here. We got him in the last one. Ah, I'm so annoyed, man. Man, that just annoyed me so much. I don't need a quarterback. Running back, Quinshon Judkins is good. Marion Hampton. We could definitely use a running back. Tight ends, no. Caden Proctor's here? He must not be that good in this class. I could use another edge rusher. Our defense was not great last year. Nick Scorton? Is that his name? Out of Purdue. A block shedding, A pursuit, decent athlete. A to C power moves, C finesse moves. I might draft him. How big is he? 6'4", 280 at linebacker? Okay, he's huge. Jalen Walker. I feel like I've heard that name. He plays at Georgia, so I probably know who that is. Cornerbacks. We don't really need. Shiloh's here. I think I'm going to go with this linebacker. Nick Scorton. Could replace Josh Uche. He's normal dev. Oh my gosh. Man, I am not feeling it today. Alright, pick 17. Oh, Quinshon Judkins went? Okay. I'm probably going to draft a running back here. Marion Hampton. Yeah, you're going to be the pick. I'm going to be so upset if you're normal dev. Oh, this draft is annoying me. Okay. Like, what are the chances? Why is everybody normal dev? Like, he was one of the best running backs in college football last year. How are you normal development? Jabbar Muhammad's good. Devin Neal. Could draft a guard. There's just not really much that I'm super interested in right now. I kind of got the players that I feel good about drafting. I think I'm just going to trade these picks. I got a lot of picks for this year. I think I'm just going to trade them. I don't really want them. I could get a second next, or a second in 2 years. I think I'm good on that. I would like a 2026 second. I could definitely get a 2026 second for this. I'm going to try and trade the rest of these picks. I'll see you guys at the end of the draft. Alright, so I'm just trading the rest of my picks in this draft, essentially, for a second and a third next year from the Broncos. Alright, so obviously we weren't too happy with how that draft ended up going, but, you know, it's fine. Amarian Hampton's a 72? I mean, what? Alright, either way. Luther Burden's a 78, best player that we got in the draft. I would have loved Harold Perkins. I'm over it. It's whatever. Nick Scorton, not that good. He looked crazy being a 280-pound edge rusher. He would fit our scheme perfectly at that weight. But yeah. I'm going to set up the team. I'm going to do training camp, and I'll see you guys when everything's done. Alright, so I finished up training camp. No dev traits. But this is what the team is going to look like. So, I'm still letting Jake Andrews start. It's fine for now. We'll probably look to upgrade in the offseason. A couple running backs now. Nobody's really going to start for us long term, I don't think. These are going to be the receivers. Defensively, we're looking very similar to last year, except we added Javon Holland, JOK, and Greg Newsome. And then in the draft, we added Scorton. Him and Adisa Isaac may replace Keon White and Josh Uche at some point. I may trade for an edge rusher at some point. I don't know. I don't feel confident in this defensive line. Devondre Sweat's going to be great, but I don't know. We'll have to see. So, I'm going to send to the mid-season mark, and I'll see you guys there. Alright, so once again, a rough start to this year. We're 2-5. Team does not look great. I mean, yeah, we're probably going to be mediocre for a couple years. Caleb Williams is really struggling. 9 touchdowns to 7 interceptions? Come on. We don't really have a running game. Rondre has a lot of touchdowns, but he's not that good. 3.4 per carry. Luther Burden's leading in catches and yards. Right behind him is Blake Neighbors, who's leading in touchdowns. Demario Douglas is still pretty solid with 270 yards. Oh, man, it might need a playbook change. And we now have a solid amount of talent. We don't really have edge rushers. Nobody's really putting up good numbers out there. Offensively, we're 23rd, and defensively, we are probably dead last, 24th. We're not a good team, so maybe, again, we're looking at trying to get a top pick and building that way. We'll go auto-generated rookies. I forgot to choose scouts and all of that, so it's kind of going to be weird. Okay, no, it's actually pretty solid. This is what we need, defensive end and defensive tackle. Okay. Yeah, they got us some decent scouts. We're alright. So, hopefully there's some players here that are going to help fix our issues. We really need a good edge rusher, though. We really do. It's going to be a struggle. Let's see you at the midseason mark here. Who are we going to have to re-sign? Kyle Duggar, I think I'm just going to let walk. Trey McBride, I'd like to bring back. It's a pretty fair deal. Okay, so we'll work on that. Ramondre, I might have to give you another 1-year deal. I just don't know what we're going to have to... Yeah, he doesn't really want to be here. We got to fix our issues somehow. Marcus Jones can probably walk. Trent Brown is still solid, so I'd like to keep you for another year. Sure, I'll give you this for 1 year. Great. Get back. Tyquan Thornton can probably walk. And then Christian Gonzalez will bring back on the 5th-year option. Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to probably bring back Ramondre Stevenson, probably bring back Trey McBride, but I'll work on that in the offseason, and I'll see you guys at the playoffs. Alright, so we ended the year off 8-9, which is kind of even worse than being bad. I mean, we made a good attempt to make the playoffs, but man, Caleb Williams with another rough year, 3,800 yards, 23 touchdowns, 11 picks. Rushing, Ramondre was pretty solid, still can't get over 4 yards per carry. Malik Neighbors was pretty solid, first 1,000-yard receiver of the video. Luther Burden, 904. Demario Douglas, 805, pretty good. Trey McBride was solid. A lot of sacks given up from these two. Mike Onwenu needs to move back to guard, I think. TFL's Josh Uche led with 17 sacks. 7.5 for Barmore, 4.5 for Uche, 4 for Keon White, 2.5 only for Tamondre Sweat. We need a star edge rusher. Oh, man. Christian Gonzalez with 3 interceptions, 3 for Terry and Arnold, 2 for Duggar, 1 for Newsome. I mean, yeah, offensively we're not good. We need something to push us over the edge. Defensively, we got a lot better, though. Yearly awards. I doubt we're going to see anybody up here. Offensive Player of the Year, nobody. Defensive Player of the Year, nobody. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Shedeur Sanders, good for him. Luther Burden at 2nd. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Abdul Carter. Man, did Harold Perkins win it for the NFC? No, but he was up there. Still very sad about that. I don't think we had anybody here. Will Johnson went to the Jaguars, good for him. Best QB. Caleb Williams is still top 10, I guess. Ramondre Stevenson at 10 for running backs. Receivers, Malik Neighbors was up there at 7. For O-line, I don't think we had anybody. D-line, nobody. Best linebacker, nobody. Best DB, maybe? Yes, Terry and Arnold at 9. Alright. And I think I saw somebody at, I think it was Christian Gonzalez at 6. 6 or 7, one of those two. Yeah, no playoffs for us this year. It's going to be a tough division, so it might take us a couple of years to get there, but we're going to go to the offseason. We're going to try and improve this team. I'll see you guys there. Alright, so the Dallas Cowboys won the Super Bowl 17 again. Alright, so the Dallas Cowboys won the Super Bowl 17-10 against the Chiefs. We're going to see if we got any development trade upgrades. I highly doubt it, but it would be pretty good. Luther Burden, superstar. I think he probably had that. Nothing on the offense. Defensively, no. Nothing. Not for Terry Arnold. That's a surprise. I think he deserved it. Yeah, nothing on the defensive line, obviously, because we're just not good there. We need to make a move for an edge rusher. That's what really needs to happen. So whether I'm going to trade this pick, because we're probably not going to get a top-tier edge rusher with this, or whether I'm going to keep it, I don't know yet. Hopefully we can maybe sign somebody, but we're going to sim to next week, and yeah, we'll go from there. See if we can re-sign any of these players. The problem is just everybody on this team was so old, so now we're just going to be bad for a couple of years because we traded like everybody. Christian Gonzalez picking up your 5th-year option, obviously. Kyle Duggar, I already said I'm going to let walk. We'll figure out safety after. Trey McBride, I would like to bring you back, but if you're just not going to agree, I'll give you this. 4. Alright, hello Snowplow. Okay, so Trey McBride's going to be a free agent. Ramondre, I'll bring you back, but it would have to be on... I mean, this isn't even a bad contract. He's just not... He's regressing. Yeah, he's going to free agency. We're going to have to look to either sign a running back or trade for one. Marcus Jones, probably not. Do I franchise tag? How much is a franchise tag? 18? I can afford it. We'll just do that. I'd rather not risk losing Trey McBride. I can afford to take a franchise tag on him this year. I usually don't franchise tag players, but yeah. Mock draft 3. What pick do we even have? We actually traded for a first round pick this year, so we should have another one as well. Our pick is at 13, and that other pick was at... Didn't I trade for Washington's first round pick? When I traded down to... I bet it was next year, wasn't it? Oh, that's annoying. Okay. Alright, well, our pick is going to be at 13. That's still not the worst spot. I could still probably trade up and get somebody that I want. Now's Winters is not good. Kyle Matthews is a top 5 talent, so I might need to trade up and get him. And he's probably going at 4. So I might need to trade up and get Kyle Matthews. That's probably going to be the guy that we look for. But yeah, let's go to free agency. I will look around for a second, and then I'll let you guys know who I'm going after. So yeah, I'll see you guys there. Alright, so I'm not offering too many players, but I'm offering some big ones. I'm offering Jordan Mailata a lot of money. I'm not super happy about it, but if I could get a right tackle and move on Winu back inside, that would be great. I'm offering DeMarcus Lawrence a 1-year deal. We need help at edge rusher. I'm looking to draft one as well. So if I could just get somebody who can mentor these guys, even though he doesn't have the mentor tag, but he is an older player. He's also a superstar X Factor. Could help us for the short term. And then James Cook, I gave a 2-year deal to. He's fine. I might still look for a running back elsewhere, but he's the best one in the market. He's pretty young. He could still develop a little bit, so yeah, we'll go with him. But yeah, let's see if we get these guys. Alright, so we get DeMarcus Lawrence and James Cook, but Jordan Mailata does go to the Falcons. Not too happy about it, but I'm also not upset because I didn't really want to spend that much money on him anyways. And my alternative is I'm just going to sign Zach Tom to like a 2-year deal. And hopefully he likes that. Really, Zach? Alright. Alright, so we got Zach Tom. He's going to be our right tackle and move on Winu back inside, and we're going to go from there. So, yeah, I know this rebuild's not going the way that I wanted to. I missed out on Harold Perkins when I traded down. I didn't think that he would go number 1 overall. Sucks. It's whatever. Caleb Williams hasn't been performing the way that we want him to. But, hey, can't ask for too much. The other... Oh, Ernest Jones went up to start. That's cool. The other thing I was going to say was that Marte Mapu could move back to safety. And I think I want to do that, but I need someone... I would need to draft a linebacker for that to happen. Or I'd need to sign a linebacker. So we'll keep that in mind, but yeah, we're going to go to the draft. I'm going to look to probably trade up for this edge rusher. And yeah, I'll see you guys there. Alright, so we're here at the draft. I'm going to check the mock drafts really quick because I do want to see where Kyle Matthews is supposed to go. If he's going to go number 1 overall, it's going to be really hard to trade up for him. Round 1 to 2 for Anton Crothers. Any other edge rushers I have scouted? Nope. So I would need to trade up to number 1 overall. I'll make an attempt to do it, but I'm not going to throw away our entire future for an edge rusher I don't think is going to be generational. Like, I think he'll be good. I think he'll probably be a high 70 overall, but I'm not going to throw away the whole team just for him. So I'm going to try and make a move. I'll let you guys know if I do. Alright, so I did make a trade. It's a lot, but we have the picks to do it, so it's okay. I'm trading Adisa Isaac and Isaiah Foskey. We're basically just swapping. Foskey does have star dev. I don't really plan on doing anything with that. We are getting the number 1 overall pick, so we're trading our pick at 13. A first-round pick that I think was from Washington next year, a third-round pick next year, a second-round pick next year, and a first-round pick this year. Or a second-round pick this year. All this means is that we don't have extra draft capital, we just have one of each pick now, instead of multiple. Which is fine, I didn't really want to give up too much value, but we might have to. So, I'll see you guys at the draft, and I'm going to take that edge rusher. Alright, so we're here at number 1. I'm going to take Kyle Matthews. He's a top 5 talent. Looks good. He's a solid athlete. Good finesse moves, good power moves. Alright, hidden dev, that's what we like to see. I would have been very upset if he was normal. I would have turned the video off, not even gonna lie. So we'll go to the second round here, and I'm going to look around and see if there's anybody worth drafting. Alright, so I like to look at the center, Johnny Hargrove. We do have a need at center, because we've just been starting Jake Andrews there, but I'm going to take Johnny Hargrove with our second round pick. Hidden dev, looks great, love it. Alright, so I think I'm going to take this linebacker here, Joe Claxton. B block shed, B tackle, B zone coverage, B pursuit, but he has elite speed. So this could mean that Marte Mapu could actually just move back to safety and we'll start him. Joe Claxton has hidden development. We love to see that. I like how this draft is going so far. So it's very refreshing. Alright, so this draft actually went better than expected. Kyle Matthews is a 79 overall. I said he'd be probably high 70s. I doubt this is generational. Very good power moves. Very good finesse moves. Solid power moves. He looks like a good player. Other than that, Hargrove is a good center for us, and Claxton's a 75 overall middle linebacker. So that means Marte Mapu can move back to safety, and we'll roll with him. I do want to see. We didn't look at this in like any of the last rebuild, but who was like the highest overall in the class? Was it Matthews? It was. So we'll take that. Dalton Burnett was a 78 overall center. Could have taken him, but wasn't going to. Dion Atkinson we could have taken. Dion Bigsby. We got a top 5 player in the class. Tied? Yeah, tied for a top 5 player in the class. With Joe Claxton. Yeah, I'm very happy with how this draft went. Alright, so I usually don't do training camp after year 2. I'm going to do it for this year just because. But I'll set up the team, I'll do training camp, and I'll see you guys before we sim. Alright, so I'm looking at the team, right? And before we actually go over it, I am going to try and make a move because we have a lot of edge rushers. None of them are great, but if I can move off of some of these guys who are probably going to be on the last years of their contracts, I'd definitely like to get some value for them. Alright, I'm sending Keon White, Josh Uche, and Isaiah Foskey to the Jets for a second round pick. Alright, so we finished up training camp, no dev traits once again. Offense looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm hoping that we're good this year. We got to change our performance. Defense, we also look very good. This is what the team's going to look like. Specialists, I have it set up so Arnold's still in the slot. Lawrence and Matthews are the rush ends. Barmore and Sweat are the rushy tackles. Koromoa and Mapu are the 2 sub linebackers. Douglas is still going to be our slot receiver. James Cook will be the third down running back. I'm also going to make him the power back. I don't really want to play either Corum or Hampton, so we'll leave it like that. But yeah, we're going to send to the midseason mark, and let's hope that we're actually good this year. Alright, so we're here at the midseason mark, and we're 5-2. So we finally are having a good year. We look good behind Caleb Williams. Looking at the top 3 in each stat, we don't have anybody, I don't think, but the team is performing, which is all that really matters. Caleb Williams still is not that good of a passer. 1,400 yards, 12 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Like, it's better, but it's still not great. James Cook is having a good year. Very happy to see that. Malik Neighbors has a touchdown. McBride has 5. Other than that, nothing crazy. Oops. Sacks. Zach Tom's leading the team with 6. Not great. JOK leading with tackles. TFLs 10 for DeMarcus Lawrence. Sacks 6 for him. And 3.5 for Kyle Matthews. Other than that, nothing crazy. Picks 2 for Newsome, 1 for Koromoa, 1 for Arnold, 1 for Mapu, and 1 for rookie Emmett Morris. I think I'm going to change our offensive playbook. I think I have it on Dallas right now, but I don't love the playbook. Caleb Williams is not playing as well as he should be. So I'm going to look at who's like top in passing right now, and I'm probably going to try and use their playbook, and we'll go from there. Alright, so I'm slightly annoyed. We missed the playoffs at 10-7. I also realized I never switched the offensive playbook from New England, because I had it as that for the first year just so we could kind of be bad, and I never switched it off after that. I thought I put it on Dallas, but I didn't. Oh well, Caleb Williams has been bad because of that. Hopefully perform better this year. I put it on Dallas for the second half of the year. It looks like he had a solid year. 3,800 yards, 32 touchdowns, 5 picks. That's what we like to see. James Cook had a good year. 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns. Exactly 4 yards per carry. It's not great, but could get better. Caleb Williams, 400 on the ground as well. Malik Neighbors, 1,100 yards through the air, 6 touchdowns, 806 for Demario Douglas, 710 for Trey McBride, 604 for Luther Burden. Nice. Sacks, Trent Brown led up most with 8. Zach Tom, he led up 7 in the first half, and that was great the second half. JOK led in tackles with almost 140. TFLs, 20 for DeMarcus Lawrence, 15.5 sacks for him as well. And, wow, Barmer was right behind with 19. Sacks, Devondre Sweat had 10, 14 TFLs. It's a great year for him, actually. Kyle Matthews, the rookie, only had 6.5. Kind of unfortunate. Let's see what his dev trade is. It is only star. That is a little bit unfortunate. But 89 finesse moves as a rookie. He should be good in the future. Interceptions, 2 for JOK, 2 for Marte Mapu, 2 for Newsom, 2 for Gonzalez, 2 for Emmett Morris, 1 for Javon Holland, and 1 for Terrion Arnold. Offensively, we're still 26th in yards. And defensively, we're 15th. So right in the middle. Points scored, we were 19th. And points allowed, we were 5th. Okay. Not bad. MVP, Caleb Williams is up there at 10. AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Josh Allen. No other Patriots. Defensive Player of the Year, DeMarcus Lawrence at 4. Good for him. JOK up there at 10. Offensive Rookie, nobody. Defensive Rookie, we did not get it with Kyle Matthews. That is unfortunate because that would have been almost guaranteed superstar development, which would have really helped us. Best QB, Caleb Williams is up there at 6. Running back, James Cook at 10. Wide receiver, no Malik Neighbors. Wow. Offensive line, we didn't get anybody. Defensive line, DeMarcus Lawrence at 4 and Devondre Sweat at 7. Linebacker, JOK at 7. And then best DB, Marte Mabu at 5. Another year of missing the playoffs, so we have 2 more seasons to try and win a Super Bowl. We're really going to need to go all in this offseason, so I'll see you guys there.
Hey y'all, Post-Editing X here, and as I'm editing this, I realized that for the last 50 or so minutes of this video, my mic just wasn't on. So what I'm going to do is, I'm still going to go through the final 2 seasons I believe we have left, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a voiceover post-commentary of kind of what happened. It's probably going to be a little more of a recap, because, spoiler alert, it wasn't too eventful until the final 2 seasons. I think we have 3 seasons left, but yeah, thank you guys for bearing with me. Sorry, I'll definitely fix this mistake next video, but yeah, thank you. Alright, so as you guys are going to see here, the important things to note about the team upgrades: Trey McBride got superstar development. Both of the rookies that we drafted, Matthews and Claxton, were both star, and I believe Marte Mapu went up to X Factor. Alright, so for re-signing players, I ended up picking up the 5th-year options on Malik Neighbors and Caleb Williams, obviously. They were our first-round picks. They're the players that we're building around for the rebuild. They had to come back. I decided to not bring back Marte Mapu because of 2 reasons. I believe he was 27 years old. The age of regression in Madden is 28. He wanted too much money for too many years, so I tried to give him a 2-year deal. He didn't like it, so we ended up letting him walk. But I did end up franchise tagging Trey McBride, bringing back Cole Strange on a 1-year deal, bringing back Trent Brown on a 1-year deal, DeMarcus Lawrence on a 1-year deal, and then we re-signed Demario Douglas for 5 years. In free agency, there wasn't too much I was interested in. Tyreek Hill was there, which was cool, but I didn't end up going after him. Instead, I went after Geno Stone, who could replace Marte Mapu, but I also did go after Marte Mapu in case he would re-sign. In the end, neither of them did, but that's fine. I was saving money anyways. But to my surprise, I was able to make a late play on Matt Milano, who did end up signing. With this move, I was able to send JOK back to strong safety, where he actually could play in real life, but this way we just have a Marte Mapu replacement and we don't have to draft one. Moving to the draft, I drafted a couple of players. I was interested in this running back named KJ Gaddis, who ended up being my first pick. With my pick in the early 2nd round, I decided to take the center named Jabari Carlisle. After a little bit of deliberating, I ended up drafting Quentin Byrd, who would hopefully replace Trey McBride long term. Overall, I was very happy with how this draft went. Quentin Byrd was a little bit disappointing, but KJ Gaddis was a great pick, and hopefully he could be the future for us at running back. Overall, I was happy with the upgrades that we made to the team. I think that this team could really do well this year, and I think these rookies will actually have an impact. Gaddis probably won't play much initially, but later on, when James Cook's a free agent, he's definitely going to get a lot more opportunities, and Quentin Bird could possibly start for us in the future. Alright, so here's the team setup for this season. I decided to roll with the rookie offensive lineman that we drafted because he's basically the same overall as Cole Strange, but he's like 7 years younger. And then if you take a look at the defense, everything's pretty much the same, except we have JOK starting at strong safety now, and then we also have Matt Milano starting at right outside linebacker. I'm excited for this year. I hope that we do really well. Alright, so at the midseason mark, we were 3-4, which is extremely disappointing for where we wanted to be. I made a lot of moves to try and make this team better, but none of them seemed to really be paying off, so my last resort was to change the playbooks, and yeah, that's the thing that sucks about Madden, is it's very, very reliant on playbooks and not actual team talent, so kind of have to do that to make your team somewhat usable, but it's also just because the Patriots are horrible, and they're never going to win again, but, sorry Patriots fans. Alright, so after the playbook changes, we ended up making the playoffs at 11-6, which is definitely a lot better than how we started the year. Caleb Williams probably had his best year with us. While the running game wasn't amazing, James Cook did score a lot of touchdowns. For receivers, Demario Douglas had a breakout year. Malik Neighbors was pretty good. Defensively, Claxton's playing well. DeMarcus Lawrence and Kyle Matthews have made a good duo. And Tavondre Sweat's also been really productive as well. Very happy to see all of this. Alright, so going into the playoffs, we activated the scenario where we learned that Trent Brown is considering retiring. So we're really going to make a playoff push for him. In the first round, we go against the Chargers, who were just better than, so we should pick up an easy W. And in the next round, we're taking on the Baltimore Ravens and my favorite player in the league, Lamar Jackson, so I won't even be mad if we actually lose this game, but let's see how we do. Alright, so after a heartbreaking loss to the Ravens, we really need to retool next year. We are a good team, but it's just the Patriots, man. The Patriots are just bad. The Patriots are just terrible, man. It's their fault, it's not me. I built like the perfect team. Alright, so a lot of positive things, a couple of negative things happened in the offseason. First, Caleb Williams goes up to X Factor. That's great. The rookie running back that we drafted, Gaddis, reveals Superstar X Factor. Trey McBride is upgraded to X Factor. The rookie offensive lineman that we drafted is Superstar Development. And we also found this, hidden gem, who I kind of mentioned when I was actually talking. I remember recording. But his name was, I think, Grant Oden. And he's a Superstar wide receiver who the CPU drafted in, the 6th round. But he could end up being our slot wide receiver next year. In terms of what happened on the defense, nothing changed at all, except for DeMarcus Lawrence retiring, which is kind of unfortunate, because he was great for us. Alright, so there were a lot of players to re-sign in the offseason. I started by picking up the 5th-year option on Luther Burden. Then I re-signed Christian Gonzalez to a long-term deal. I then re-signed Tavondre Sweat to a long-term deal. Terrion Arnold also got a long-term deal. Christian Barmore is back for a few years. Zach Tom is back as our right tackle. And Mike Onwenu is back as our starting guard. I ended up letting Cole Strange walk because we drafted his replacement last year. And I ended up letting James Cook walk because we also drafted his replacement last year. And Trey McBride once again decided that he wants to be a diva. He's now Superstar X Factor, so he thinks he'll get $20 million a year. So I franchise tagged him once again. So with absolutely no money left, I decided that I couldn't be active in free agency, but I had to make a trade somehow. So I started shipping Christian Barmore. So the deal I ended up making actually had Nick Skirton and Demario Douglas and quite a couple of picks going to the Bills for Greg Rousseau, who's definitely an upgrade over what we had previously, and I'm not done making moves yet. Alright, and the next trade that I made would solidify us our left tackle of the future, as well as the defensive tackle, who's an upgrade over Christian Barmore. I ended up getting Jonathan Allen and Olu Fashanyu from the Washington Commanders. So with absolutely no draft picks left, we ended up just going to the next season. So this is the team for next year. It looks very good. Olu Fashanyu is going to slide in and replace Trent Brown at left tackle. Gaddis is going to start at running back for us, and Odin's going to be our 3rd wide receiver and our slot wide receiver. Everything else in the offense stayed the same. In terms of defense, Greg Rousseau is the only change, and I think I had JOK slide back down to linebacker because a rookie safety who I believe the CPU drafted ended up getting star development for absolutely no reason whatsoever. So, yeah, cool. At the midseason mark, we were 5-2, which is a lot better than last year, considering that we had a not positive record. That's called a negative record. What am I talking about? Anyways, 5-2, second in the division. Very happy with that. So I didn't change anything, and we just went to the playoffs. And in non-classic Patriots fashion, we have a catastrophic fall off and end up missing the playoffs. I don't know how this happened. I'm over it. Let's just go to the next season. This should have been the last year, but I'm not going out like that. In terms of season stats, Caleb Williams continues to improve. Had you asked me at the beginning of this video, I would have told you he was a bust, but he's actually decent now. Running backs, Gaddis was interesting. He had 18 touchdowns, which is crazy, 1,100 yards, which is great, but only 3.9 yards per carry, which is not great. Receiving, Malik Neighbors had a great year, Grant Oden had a really great year in the slot, and so did Luther Burden, but Trey McBride was also solid as well. In terms of defense, nothing really stood out to me. Kyle Matthews took a big step up, which is great, but other than that, the defense was not really that productive. Alright, so we kind of had an unprecedented free agency period because I didn't really expect to be here. I thought the rebuild was going to be over after last year, but this means that I really didn't have a lot of money to re-sign anybody. However, I was able to get back Malik Neighbors. I was also able to re-sign Olu Fashanu, and then I franchise tagged Caleb Williams and accepted the 5th-year option on Kyle Matthews. This does mean that we are going to finally let Trey McBride walk. He doesn't want to be here anyway, so it's fine. We have Quentin Byrd to back him up, so it's okay. And this also means that Ernest Jones, who's been pretty solid for us, also has to walk. We just can't afford him. With an extremely large hole at defensive tackle and linebacker, I decided to trade literally the remainder of my picks for the future for a first-round pick from the Cardinals, just so I could draft one of those positions, and we'll figure out the other later. And after viewing the mock drafts and realizing that the defensive tackle that I wanted was going to go at pick 9, I made a trade with Miami Dolphins to obtain that pick. And with probably the only pick I have in this draft, I took defensive tackle Juan Barner, and he looks good. I hope he can be good for us, because we're going for a Super Bowl. Alright, so in our final year here, we didn't make many changes. Quentin Byrd is going to start at tight end. He's a 75 overall, which is pretty good. He's been developing for a couple of years behind Trey McBride. Hopefully he can play pretty similarly. In terms of defense, we ended up actually having a random star development linebacker that I guess the CPU drafted last year. His name was, I think, Anthony Hoffman. And I ended up just having him replace Ernest Jones because he has star development. So we'll roll with that. Juan Barner slides in as the second D tackle. And yeah, I'm just going to see you guys in the playoffs. Alright, so we go 11-6. We won our division. That's great. We had a very solid year, and I'm very happy about that. Alright, so Caleb Williams had an MVP type year. 1 total turnover the entire year, which is insane. And yeah, if like I said last season, if you had asked me before, he looked like a bust. Gaddis improved. He definitely improved his yards per carry. Definitely a lot less touchdowns, but I'm happy with where he's at. In terms of receiving, Quentin Byrd absolutely shined. I'm so happy for him. Trey McBride was terrible. We hate him here. In terms of defense, Matthews may have taken a step down. However, we had great years from Tavondre Sweat as well as Greg Rousseau, so it's good to see. Jumping into the playoffs here, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars in the first round and Trevor Lawrence, who in real life, nobody knows what's going on with him. He really didn't take the step that anybody expected, but hey, it's a video game now, so he can do whatever he wants. This game was not exciting. We ended up getting a 14-10 win. The offense was not great, however the defense was amazing, so let's hope that we can improve going into next week. Jumping into the second round of the playoffs, we have I almost said the Oakland Raiders, we have the Las Vegas Raiders. They're a good team in real life. I hope that they hire Antonio Pierce as their coach. Max Crosby seems to want that if you check Twitter at all. But yeah, this Raiders team is pretty decent at this point in time. Quinn Ewers is their quarterback, who in real life, we'll see with him. I'm glad he's going back to school for another year, but I don't know with him. He's very interesting. But in terms of the game, this is a lot better than last week. We ended up actually winning this game. 31-24 was a one-score game, but the offense looked a lot better. And the defense did kind of struggle a little bit. Alright, and right about here is when I realized that my mic finally wasn't working. So, I hope you guys enjoyed your time with Post Editing X. Leave a like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed the video. But, hey, let's pass it back to Real Time X.
Okay. I'm gonna have to check this when I'm editing, but I don't know how long my mic has been out for, so I just had to fix that. Hopefully it's not too long. I'm gonna have to check it when I'm editing, but I did just notice that it's slightly annoying because that means I'm just gonna have to do a voiceover for half of the video. But all right, either way, we won the divisional game. Let's go to the conference championship, see who we're gonna play against, and it is the come on Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is still a 99 overall. Probably really old at this point. As I didn't even see this, Puka Nacua had 2,000 yards and 23 touchdowns. Micah Parsons had 33 sacks. What is happening? Okay. Yep, that happened. Okay. Let's hop into this game. I didn't even notice that. That's wild. Alright, so Chiefs start off with a touchdown. We don't respond to the touchdown, however we do there. We take the lead 14-7. Let's go to the next quarter. We have the ball back again, 21-7. 21-14. Let's see if we can seal this game. 24-14. Chiefs respond to the field goal, and we win 27-17. Very good from the guys. Caleb Williams probably has one of his better games in the playoffs. He hasn't really taken over a game yet. He's not really taken over a game yet. I've been expecting like some really crazy stats out of him, and we just haven't really gotten that during the playoffs. But hey, he's led us to a Super Bowl. This is the final year. If we don't win it, I'll be upset. Probably gonna title this video like Caleb Williams is a bust, question mark. Haha. It's not even his fault that we've been bad. The defense is just terrible. So, let's go to the Super Bowl. We'll see if we have any dev traits. That would be cool. Juan Barner probably got Defensive Rookie of the Year. Yeah, he did. Get Superstar Development. I think he got it from that. Yes, he did. So he will be Superstar Dev for the playoffs. And Caleb Williams probably won an award of some kind. Oh, he probably won MVP. I don't think we checked awards. He did win Offensive Player of the Year, but not MVP. So he does get his first award of the video. That's pretty cool to see. I don't think we actually went over awards. Here, we'll go over the awards now. Why not? Right before the Super Bowl. Oops, wrong thing. So Caleb Williams came second in MVP voting to Patrick Mahomes, who we just beat. Caleb Williams did win Offensive Player of the Year, as we saw. Defensive Player of the Year. Claxton was up there at 8. Interesting. Max Crosby won it, though. Austin Bean, Offensive Rookie. Juan Barner did win Defensive Rookie, as we saw. Caleb Williams was second best quarterback. Gaddis at running back was at 7. Receivers, a lot of guys in this draft class I'm seeing. Brian Thomas and Keon Coleman, as well as Xavier Legette. So that's pretty cool to see this current draft class like in real life representing. Nothing there. Linebacker, Claxton made it up there. And then for DBs, nothing. Alright. Top into the Super Bowl. Let's try and win Caleb Williams the Super Bowl before this video ends. I'll call this rebuild kind of a failure because we had to use an extra year, but it's whatever. Alright. Nobody's scoring? Okay, we score a touchdown. Seattle is yet to respond. Alright, it's 7-7. And nobody's really doing anything yet. Very defensive game. It's 10-7 going into the half. Didn't mean to do that. Let's get a playoff here. Let's play around a little bit with the guys. We haven't gotten to use them the entire rebuild, so it's fun now that we're in the Super Bowl. Just try and get a good drive in here. Caleb? Oh, that was a good throw too. I hate how that's kind of a thing now in Madden, where like DBs can just block the ball with their back turned. Like, realistically, nobody's blocking that if they're not looking at the ball. Like, you should have to turn around and make that play. Let's go underneath to Luther Burden. Let's get him open. And he gets absolutely destroyed. Caleb Williams has 60 yards passing and a half. That's interesting. I don't know how you do that. Really only 50 passing yards. We have to just be running the ball the entire game, which I kind of hate. Luther Burden's kind of open. Oh, that's almost picked. I don't know why I did that. Devon Witherspoon's too good for me to just kind of throw him like that. It's 4th and inches. We're going for this. I mean, if this isn't a first down, I don't know what is. I don't care what X factors you have up the middle. That should be a free first down. Gaddis has a touchdown, but only 27 yards, so I really don't know where our yards are coming from. This play actually might be good for Luther Burden, though. I don't like how that route is drawn, but first down play action. Burden's so open. Go, Luther. Nice catch. Let's go with this play action here. Maybe get the tight end Bird open. He had a crazy year last year, or this year. Oh yeah, Bird's wide open. Touchdown. Let's go. Quentin Bird. Following up in a crazy year. Alright, jump to the next quarter. See if that helps our team out a little bit. And we give up a touchdown. I'm going to see if we can score here. We do. We score again. Nice. I think that is the Super Bowl. Let's see if we can maybe get the ball back one more time. Nope. We win 31-17. I probably should have looked at the celebration. Oh well. Finally win a Super Bowl. Finally make it to the playoffs, really. Caleb Williams had his best game of the playoffs. Very happy for him. KJ Gaddis is not that good. But the guys came up big. Malik Neighbors had a touchdown. Bird had 2. Defensively, no sacks, no picks for us. Barner played really well for us. Maybe he was the missing piece. Anyways, that's going to be it from you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this rebuild. If you liked it, if you made it this far, leave a like down below. Comment what team I should do next. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.